Hi, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about what you're doing today on Tuesday, February the 2nd. I know you're super excited to be here, and I'm super excited to teach you. So I have this set up whether you are Lula or you are a face-to-face student who's stuck at home in quarantine. I want to kind of give you a breakdown of what we're doing today. So today we are focusing on the concept of author's purpose. So I'm going to go through this brief presentation with you, and then I'm going to show you how to complete today's assignment. And if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please don't hesitate to email me, show up to Zoom, any of those things needed to get your work done. So what is author's purpose? Whenever you read something, watch something, hear something, it always has some kind of reason it's been created, no matter what it is. Authors, creators, artists, they do everything for one of three reasons. So those three reasons are to persuade, to inform, or to entertain. So let's talk about to persuade. I'm pretty sure that most of you knows what this means, but I'm going to go over it anyway. So the concept of to persuade. It's when an author or creator is trying to convince you to do something or believe in something. They're trying to get you to believe what they believe. All right. So this can be anything from trying to get you to buy something because they believe that it's the best, trying to get you to vote a certain way because they believe that their candidate is the best, or trying to get you to physically do something that because they believe it's the right thing to do. So let's look at some examples. Art classes should be longer than all other connection classes. There never seems to be enough time to get our pictures done. If we had more time in art class, everyone would do a better job on his pictures and we would learn more. Art is very important and we should have the time we need to finish a project. So this text is trying to convince the reader to make art classes longer. I don't disagree. I loved art class. All right. So they're trying to get you to believe how important art class is. All right. So let's look at some real world examples. Letters to editors. Now, I know most of you aren't super familiar with what that is, but when you go to newspapers or you look at newspapers online, you will find a section called letters to the editor. This is when a reader writes the editor trying to convince them to change something or promote something. Commercials are great examples of persuade. They're trying to get you to buy something because they think it's the best. So anytime you see a commercial, whether it's for Burger King or Apple iPhones, it is a persuasive text. And speeches. Speeches like candidate speeches trying to get you to vote for someone. Those are designed to get you to believe one thing or another. All right, so let's take a look at to inform. This is very common. These are the kind of things that we teachers do all the time. The entire purpose of informing you is to try to teach you about something, some topic that you might not be an expert on. All right, so here is a text example. Calligraphy is an interesting form of handwriting that requires the use of a special pen. Letters are formed using up and down strokes. Old documents are usually written in this form. Diplomas, certificates, and other awards are written in calligraphy. This isn't trying to get you to believe anything. It's just trying to teach you about a topic. All right, so what are some real world examples? Nonfiction texts. Any kind of textbook that you read, anything that's about history that isn't historical fiction would be classified as nonfiction informational text. All right. So the things that you're going to look up in your research are going to be informational text. Most of them at least, unless you're doing something that is like animal testing where it's probably going to try to persuade you one way or the other. Stereotypically, it's going to be an informational text. Directions, when it's trying to tell you how to do something step by step, it's not trying to persuade you to do that thing. It's just trying to tell you how to get where you're trying to go, or in recipes, how to create said dish. All right. So let's look at the most common type of text, whether it's visual, auditory, or written, movies, television shows, songs, they are all designed to entertain. So let's take a look at a example of entertaining, which is meant to make you laugh, cry, be angry, be sad. It's trying to make you feel your feelings. So here's an example. If you ask the kids and the teachers at Lincoln Elementary School to make 3 lists, all really bad kids, all the really smart kids, and all the really good kids, Nick Allen would not be on any of them. Nick deserved a list all his own, and everyone knew it. Was Nick a troublemaker? Hard to say. One thing's for sure, Nick Allen had plenty of ideas, and he knew what to do with them. So, the author wrote this because they're trying to entertain you. They're trying to make you understand this kind of mystery. They're not trying to persuade you to like Nick Allen or dislike Nick Allen. They're not trying to give you information about Nick Allen like he's a real person. They've created this fictional character and they're trying to tell you a story, maybe to make you curious, maybe to make you sad, maybe to make you laugh. You don't know until you read it. But its design overall is to entertain. All right, so here's some real world examples. Any kind of story is designed to entertain. Unless it is just giving you basic facts, it is designed to entertain. So whenever you pick up that Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which I know that all of you have read at least once in your lives, they are designed strictly to entertain you. Jokes are designed strictly to entertain you. The music that you listen to, the YouTube videos that you watch for hours on end about somebody playing Fortnite, they're all designed to entertain. All right, so those are our 3 basic author's purposes. There are 3 reasons why people create things. They are to persuade, to inform, or to entertain. You can remember those because it's just PIE. Author's purpose, PIE. Persuade, inform, and entertain. All right, guys, so let's take a look at this week's assignment. You are going to do this PIE Anyone activity. And essentially what you're going to do is you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different little texts, these little snippets. And your job is to try to determine and drag them to their appropriate square. So if you read this and you think it's designed to persuade, you're going to put it in the persuade column. If you think this one is designed to inform, you'll put it into the inform column. No, I'm not putting them in their correct locations. That's your job to figure out. So your job, drag and place them in their appropriate squares. You're doing these by columns, not by rows. It's pretty easy, and it's a great way for us to kind of determine whether or not you comprehend what it means to persuade, inform, and entertain. And when you are finished with that, you will have a discussion post. And I thought this was a pretty cool discussion post, if I do say so myself, given the fact that I wrote it. You are going to provide an example of each one of these authors' purposes. I'm going to have to change this because I wrote this wrong. It should say provide an example of each author's purpose from a video, book, TV show, or article that you've seen or read before, and what it talks about. So to persuade, I put presidential debates, and what is it talking about? Candidates trying to get you to vote for them. Inform, the social dilemma, which is a really interesting documentary on Netflix if you're ever interested. And it teaches about the dangers of social media. And then to entertain, I picked my favorite Disney movie of all time, Beauty and the Beast, which is the story of a beautiful book nerd who falls in love with a cursed man with some anger issues. All right, so that is your Tuesday discussion post. We've gone over today's assignment, and we've talked about exactly what author's purpose is. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me or Ms. Barnes on our emails, and we will help you. All right, guys, as always, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.